right, man. Welcome back. Happy New
Hey,
Year.
man, New Year, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, man.
Congratulations to all of y'all, man. We made it, baby.
Let's go. Let's
Be
go. Let's go.
23, man.
Hey, man, it's a
Hey, fellas,
blessing.
here's to a great and
Hey,
prosperous
appreciate y'all
for
boys
us
rocking with
and for y'all. And for y'all, man.
Appreciate y'all rocking with us.
Appreciate all of y'all, man.
And if you're not, man, pull up a little bit of this Crown XO, man.
Hey, man,
Hey,
you
it's
see
time to
how we
find
done got
that
to it.
Let's
Hey,
go.
that's good stuff right there.
It's almost gone, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Like you said, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man.
Yes, sir.
All the 2022.
Hey,
And here we are, man, 2023, man. We got bigger and better things for you.
Sure.
And this one right here is going to be a good one for you, man. So I'm going to pass it to Mark, my fault, to give us the topic for today.
For the year.
oh,
Open us up, man.
Hey, this is hey,
Open us
wait a
up,
minute.
baby.
Wait a minute. Is the first topic of the year?
Yeah.
Hey,
Come on, man.
Big thing.
Hey, so we gonna speed it up,
Drop a
slow
cool
it all the way
ball
back down
right
for y'all.
there.
Man. So to all the fellas, this is talking to all the fellas out there.
All right. I'm
Look,
listening.
marriage or not, y'all in a relationship, y'all gonna understand what we're talking about here. Okay,
Oh,
look,
boy.
we're talking about have it ever been a situation where you say, look, I understand what you're saying, but I'll do it on my time. Okay, if your lady ever asked you talking about cutting the grass, mowing the lawn,
Taking out the trash.
doing touch-up paint, taking out the grass, doing little things, right? That we think that may not be as important to them,
Right.
as it is unimportant to us, right? We say, look, I'll get around to it. I do it on my time,
Right.
So look, that's what we talking about, fellas. So
Yeah.
this episode is straight to the fellas.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all can relate to it.
We need one.
You know what I'm saying? So look, I know we got some.
Man, we starting off with a
We got some
bang.
spitting to do, and so we're talking about anything and everything to deal with the fellas, and if y'all ladies ever talked about ask y'all to do something where they thought it was more urgent than what you thought it was, right?
Ooh.
I'll do it on my time. So what we talking about, fellas?
You know
Let's
what?
go.
Hey, Mark, you may be surprised. There may be some women out there who may feel the same way as us, where certain guys that may expect, them to do or act or to respond to certain things at a certain time period or in a certain way. So yeah, I think for us as bros, yeah, it's definitely for the guys, but shout out to any, woman or child or anybody out there that's listening that may feel like, what I'm saying, like I'm gonna do it on my time, right? It's just not that important. But
Ooh, I need an example.
hey,
I need an example of
we
that.
can relate. I can relate. You know what I'm
Hey.
saying? I think that even for me, man, I mean, I'm gonna just kind of put it out there, man. Like, a lot of times, like, I mean, we all got like honey-do lists, right? We all have like,
Right.
home chores and things that need to be done. And I'm not discrediting, what I'm saying, the need for those things to be done.
Right.
It's more or less just the time period that they expect, or the person may expect things to be done.
That's
right,
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna extrapolate this out to like not just in relationships, but in workforce and
Yeah, of
in
course.
jobs and business or whatever. Like sometimes we have this unrealistic expectation of when things need to be completed.
That's
by.
right.
It's like we want like the toilet to be fixed by the contractor the same day.
Right.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not
It's
realistic.
like it's not just not realistic.
It's not.
And the same expectation falls back into the household with our spouses or with our with our significant others, where it's just like you have this expectation of us to take care of these specific chores or knock out this specific task in the house or and I'm just like I'm gonna get it done, but
Not necessarily on your time.
not on your time. And the one thing I'm gonna say to that, like respectfully, is I'm not your child. Like the only person
Drop a clues ball.
Hey, yeah, I'm about to say Jimmy Mack and post production dropping the ball.
Hey.
Drop a
the
ball.
only person that was able to get away with that for 17 years was my mom.
Oh,
17
dropping
years.
them,
You know
dropping
what I'm
them.
saying? Outside
Happy
of
New
that-
Year.
Outside of that, and even now she got a close edge. She can still.
Oh,
still
wait.
does it.
Oh, wait.
My mom can still.
Say
does
my
it.
Dukes ain't what my news used to
But
be.
it's not the same. It's a small nudge, but it
Yeah.
ain't the same like
It
used
don't
to.
hold
So
that
I'm like,
same ranking.
It don't hold that same ranking because I'm my own man, and I'm gonna do things like when I
on your own time.
at my own time. It's not when I want to do it. It's when I can do
Right.
it.
That's it.
It's
You
not when
busy,
I'm
right?
choosing not to do it.
Right, you busy, right?
Right. And I feel like everybody on this panel, all four of these gentlemen, or these three other gentlemen on this panel, none of them are lazy. None of them are
That's right.
negligent.
No doubt.
None of them
That's right.
choose to not want to like act on things.
Yeah.
And I can speak for myself. I'm not negligent. I don't choose to not want to act on things. It's more or less just like, bro, I don't like at this moment in time for your time period. I don't have the time. I don't have the bandwidth. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the capacity.
Man,
I like that, Mike.
I don't have the capacity right now to do it. So like I'm gonna do it on my time, and not because I'm trying to be rebellious or be, go against the grain. It's
you
more or less just
being
like,
realistic,
I'm
man.
just being
Right.
realistic,
Right.
And like
Practical.
yeah. So I mean, that's really how when you brought up that subject, it's more or less just like because that happens with me all the time. I
Yo,
get like
this-
honeydew lists.
Yeah, that's
I get
classic
certain
Mike
things.
O
or
right
whatever.
there. He
No, I was about to say
giving
this feels like that PDA episode.
Yeah, man. That's
Hey.
classic Mike O, man.
I'm not going like
It
that.
feel like, hey, Mike, it
ain't
feel
that.
like Kobe 81. Like when he went for 81, I feel like
Hey,
Mike.
bro.
I feel like Mike is in his zone. right now.
It's a new year. I tell you this, I promise y'all this, I promise the audience, it's a new year, it's 2023,
Yeah.
That's
it's
it.
a new mic, man.
That's
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but I gotta keep it 100.
Yeah.
I gotta keep it 100.
Always. Yeah.
Especially for this new year. Like,
I feel like
Don't stop, Mike. Don't stop, Mike. Are you done? Or you
nah,
finished?
I'm listening to Jimmy Mack.
No, I was going to add to it. I was going to add to what he's saying. Like I agree with him. I think with what he's dealing with. I think it's also the phrase is "walk it like you talk it," right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shout out to Migos.
Like
Shout out to Migos.
Shout out to Big Stacks.
Rest in peace. Take off.
Let's
on
go,
that one.
man.
Yeah, man. Take off,
Shout out,
man.
take off.
Rest in peace to take off, man. But what I'm saying is walk it like you talk it. Like if you're asking us to do things, walk it like you talk it. Like when we are asking you to do things as well. Like I will
It's a two-way
respond.
street, Jim, man.
I will respond better if you have a track record of doing things as well.
And that's a different topic.
J Mac calling him out. No,
I'm not saying all of that. That's real though. No,
Like you said all that, J man.
If you're gonna keep asking me to do, I'm not. Hear me out. I'm not just speaking about your spouse, but just say
In general.
In general.
In general, if you're gonna keep asking me to do things, do things,
I agree.
and then when people, not just you, but if people asking you to do things and you're lazy and lackadaisical as well, like
Can you ask
how you
somebody?
gonna ask me to do it? You're not doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Walk it
Don't
like you
ask me to do something faster than what you would have done. it.
Right, facts.
Come on, Mark.
Run the shoe on the other foot.
What you guys say?
Hey man, no man, I got my popcorn out, man.
Throwing me in.
No, man. But I agree with what you and J Mac said, Mike. Man, expectations are crazy, man. Some people expect you to do things at a different rate than what you expect them to do things. So when the shoe is on the other foot, and they are in the opportunity to be like, okay, like I need you to do so and you ain't doing it to my expectation. Oh man, it's just like, oh man, like what are you doing? Like, but when when the shoe is on the other foot, and I need you to do something for me, this is every excuse in the book, or whether it's the expectation is not the same, and I don't hold you to the same standard that you hold me to.
That's it. That's
So
it.
it's just crazy.
I give you
And people gotta remember, man. Like the people have to remember, bro. Like when you're giving these tasks, when you're tasking people, you know what I'm saying, with these responsibilities or these things to do, these chores to do, like, bro, they are not your kids. The only person you can like task something to and expect for it to be done when you asked it, and for there to be consequences, is your child or your employee. Like for your partner, it don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, you gotta respect like the other things that like we have going on or whatever. So I say all that to say like, the one word, I'm gonna pull a page out of Mark's book. He does this all the time. It's like, pull out your notepad. You know what I'm saying? The one word I'm gonna tell you how to write down is the word dismissive. Like, and then when we get
That's heavy,
right?
That's heavy.
When we do the task or we do take care of the chore or whatever, like, don't dismiss it and say, well, I'm glad you finally did it, or now you did it,
That's it.
or
Should have did it this way.
it should have been this way, but you did it, but it should have been. It's just like, we not choosing to like not get the task done. Like there's very little obstacle, and I can speak for myself, I can vouch for the these brothers, but like if I'm out there gaming all day or doing like dumb stuff all day, whatever, like I get it, but like if it's just life, work, you know what I'm saying, children, like business, whatever it may be, whatever, church, whatever, like, please don't dismiss us not tending to your asks at that moment in time or on your timeline as us being negligent or us being lackadaisical or whatever. Like, and then when we do it, please don't dismiss us by saying, well, I mean, it only took you about 3 weeks. It took you 2 days. It took you a month. It's just like,
Don't minimize what we do.
yeah, don't dismiss it. You know what I'm saying? So like, y'all note take that, man, and like, please don't dismiss it. Like, what I feel like would be a better way of conveying that is just more or less just like, look, I understand you was a little busy or whatever. It took a little longer than I'd expected, but I appreciate you still getting it done.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
it.
How
That's
realistic is
That's
that,
it.
though,
That's
Mike,
it.
man?
Keep it like that.
It's not
That's it.
realistic,
Bro,
bro.
I'm up in
Yeah,
here,
I
bro.
appreciate-
Look, real talk, ladies. We're talking to forget we. I'm talking to y'all. Ladies. So look, when we're talking about y'all asking us to do stuff, okay? Gratitude and grief are two different things.
I
Right.
need to
Okay.
zoom in on Mark.
So
Right.
when you asking us to do something, right? Whether it was asking us to pick up something for y'all hair,
Not the
or
zone.
asking to pick up something for a project around the house,
right,
or for the kids,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? When we bring it back home, regardless of if we got it 100% correct, I don't want to see your grief. I want
Right.
to see your gratitude, man.
Right.
That's what we're talking about first. So understand what being thankful and grateful and gratitude means and how it should look
Right.
versus what you showing grief for. Like, you know, as
Before
fellas,
you start nitpicking,
if
at
we
least
feel
show-
like we go out of our way
Right.
to make you happy, don't understand, don't show us grief and critique us for what we did wrong before you
Right.
understand and thankful for what we did right. Come on now, just,
right.
it's a big difference. Let's go.
I agree.
But see, I would say, and I like that. That should be a shirt made. That bar right there.
Right.
But I feel like, you know, you got to know you got to know your spouse strength,
You have to,
Right.
You have to,
because if you know that they're always late to something,
right?
then why give them the task of
being early.
of picking something up and you know they're gonna be late? For
Right.
it? Why get mad?
You
That's
hold
true.
Why
That's
get
true.
mad?
and you hold them to that standard, that fire.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
So know their strength. Now I can hear a woman say, but my husband or my boyfriend, whatever, only got one strength. So that means I'm supposed to do everything else. I can't answer that for you.
That's a problem, though.
You
That's
got
a
to figure that
problem.
out for your own.
If that's
You need to reevaluate.
if a young
You need to
lady or a young
reevaluate.
man has that, that's a problem. That's a huge problem.
I said you got to reevaluate, because I mean, like you can't possibly humanly do everything.
Everything, no.
You know, you got to share the load, but again, like y'all have already been saying, it's a matter of respect.
Right.
Is what it comes down to, like
Mutual
just
respect.
Mutual respect. Like, yes, I know you got a full load, but guess what? I got a full load too.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And just be mindful, and not saying that, you know, we're you know, throwing our wives under the bus at all, but it's just in general. It's just like, just be respectful of the fact that we're trying just as hard as you are trying
Right.
to get things done. Yes, we got a tall task of things to do. When we get home, yes, we know what we have to do.
Right.
You know, and we're gonna try our best to get to it when we can.
Right.
You know, like the title is. You know, we're doing it on our time. Like, if you gave it to me, let me handle it. Just
That's
like
it. That's
Mark
it.
saying.
That's it. And if you didn't want me to handle it, you know, when I handle it, then you can handle it yourself.
Exactly.
Like real talk. Like you want me to do something for you, but you want to do it on my time, then you do it on your time.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
what you say about that, Zay?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with y'all, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it comes with a certain level of agitation and stuff like that. It's like you figure like I'm not doing it when you figure like I need to do it. Then go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me the bandwidth. I like that.
I like that
bandwidth,
word.
man, to do it on my own process, man.
There you go.
If you got certain expectations, you got certain deadlines. You know, I'm not saying that you need to hold us to a standard, but to you know, exasperate everybody's situation.
Right.
If you feel like, you know, that this might not be done to your standard, go ahead and handle it and do it your way.
That do it your way.
Right,
That's
facts,
it.
man.
That's it.
Facts.
That's
Facts.
it.
But
Hey.
not disagreeing, but then you have that rebuttal. Man, I gotta do everything.
Nah, man.
No,
man. Because you get
He's
you
right,
already
though.
you
That's the
already
rebuttal.
right. Yeah, that's
That's
the
always the
But you
rebuttal.
already if you already got a vision of how this is going to be taken care of,
Right.
you can't. I am.
But then they don't
I
get
am
you,
a.
bro.
I
They say
am
that you don't
not you. So
Hey,
you can't say
I would
how
never
you
live up to your
right. Yeah,
expectations.
facts.
If you
facts.
say, hey, it be handled A, B, C,
CD,
and I
right.
handle it D, C, E, F, or whatever.
Right, yeah, and we get to the
Like,
same answer, but
that's it.
you not getting to the same result where I thought you think I should have done it, then it's always gonna be an issue. Then I have an issue because now I don't want to do what you because now
That's it. That's
now
it.
we got an issue because
So what's the
you got an
result?
issue with the way I handle
That's
things.
it.
Right.
What you
Right,
asked
so
me to do.
So
Right.
you making me shut down, like, you know, I
That's
don't
it.
even want you to handle your business.
100%.
I'll support you 100%.
That's it.
Because
I'm with
with
to
it.
keep confusion down in our household.
It's how you handle
Right,
it versus
facts.
how I would handle it.
Facts,
But it's we
100%.
get to the end point the
Same way,
Hey.
but you have an issue with the
Different-
way I
different
got
routes.
to. Right, I got to
Different
the
routes.
same result you got to, but you got an issue with the way I got to the same route you got.
That's why I say people like spouses have problems. Like if you want somebody to get to an outcome the way that you want it to be,
Right.
have a child. Like you can manipulate a child to do that.
Have a child.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no ands, if or buts.
Facts.
I didn't have no back talk with my mama. Whether I agreed or not. She
Right.
told me to clean my room. Guess what I
Right,
did?
yeah.
I cleaned my room.
Hey.
She told me not to go out. Guess what I did? I did not go out.
Right.
Like if you're gonna try and do that with
Right.
an adult,
Right.
have a
It's not gonna
child.
work. Right.
Hey.
It's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be a situation. Somebody's gonna be upset.
That's it. That's it. That's
Right.
it. And I think as a married couple, you got to swallow your pride.
Right.
Forget that damn ego and say, hey, how do we reach a damn compromise?
Right.
They say, what's really important? Let me pick our battles.
Right.
And say, hey, look, you did what you did tonight. Look, I asked you to do this.
Right.
You know, I asked you to do A. You did A, B-ish. You know, but
Right.
we still got to see.
Not even the C.
I appreciate you. That's what I think as fellas we want to hear, right? We want to hear the gratitude, not the grief. That's what we're
Right.
That's
talking
it.
about right
That's
now.
it. That's it. That's it. You know what though? It made me think of one word, reciprocity, right?
They said it again, Mike. Reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Give it take. Let's give it
Time.
To Lauren Hill to give some
Yeah. I
It's
remember
like-
that.
Let's
You put it
go.
like that, I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So
Shout
like
out.
when we like what we put out in our expectations, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it would be beneficial. There would be some value if you know what I'm saying, it can be reciprocated on the same end. But I understand the distance, I understand the dichotomy between and
Come on, Mike. Don't
and-
do us like
I
this.
understand-
Dichotomy,
I understand-
bandwidth.
Well, I understand the
Reci-
difference.
reci-
I
what was
understand
the word?
Dichotomy, bro.
I
God,
understand the difference.
Mike.
The interpersonal relationship.
Yeah, I understand the difference in our thought processing. Hey, it's 2023, baby. We going in, baby. Hey,
Hey.
J Mac, hey man, the post production, hey man, make sure you drop some bombs on when he said dichotomy. Make sure you
Hey,
drop a bomb on that.
Because it's sometimes it legit feels like us versus them. Though. Like y'all don't feel that. Sometimes it feels like our understanding of things versus their understanding of things.
No,
There's one
true.
thing I remember Jimmy Mack saying. You know what I'm saying? A while back was just like, yo, as he was putting up the dishes or whatever, and literally, bro, hold on. This legit happened to me.
Hey,
Yes,
What happened to
sir.
me
J Mac.
last night.
Oh.
I keep receipts because, like, if it relates to me,
That's
it
it.
sticks to me.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I hope
we
it's-
hope this relates to y'all.
Yo, right,
Real
right.
talk. Let's
Because
go.
you see, hey, as you can see, is hey
Like-
man, we hold each other accountable, so
Bro.
we gonna hold y'all
For
accountable
us
too.
as protectors, like, when we putting away dishes or whatever,
Right.
the forks, the knives,
Yeah,
the spoons or whatever,
yeah.
and we putting them in
At
the
the end of the
dishwasher
day.
or whatever, like, and I'm talking like sharp metal
Yeah.
glass.
Hey.
I'm opening up the dishwasher. I'm reaching to put some like new dishes in, and I see a whole butcher's knife,
Knives up.
3 knives up.
Hey, not down.
Knives up. Knives up.
Hey, clean as a whistle, right? Them things clean as a whistle.
Right.
But they're the way that somebody physically. No, I'm not putting nobody out.
Oh,
there.
man.
Somebody
Nobody on
in our household
Right.
put them things in there, face up, just like yo. Like, is there a disconnect? 'Cause I remember Jimmy Mack mentioning that, like being
Yeah,
next to his household. I was like,
that's
dang,
right, that's
it's the same
right.
thing with me.
Look,
Hey.
it's like I said to Zay off camera one time, man. Men and women, we know, are different.
Right.
We know that. But here's the thing. This guy said on TikTok, man, my wife hates that I'm on TikTok, but you can learn a lot on TikTok. I'm telling you.
Facts. Lot.
I've learned how to fix a lot of things on
Hey.
TikTok. But
Within your relationship?
no, just like in general. Like,
Aye.
like it's like it saves me a lot of money.
Right.
But this guy said you go to a store, any store, with your woman, wife, or whoever, and look at any piece of furniture or anything. Look at a picture. You're gonna have a different perspective on what that picture looks like than your wife. He said, look at a couch. You're gonna look at it one way. She's gonna look at it another way.
That's right.
You're
Always.
you're gonna see it as maybe put it in your man cave. She's gonna look at it as, oh, add it to the family room.
That's it.
You know, look at a picture. You might say, I can go in my child's room. Say, no, I can go in the kitchen. Like different perspectives.
Sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta find that happy medium if it's possible. And
If it's possible.
and then the same thing goes with giving out, I guess what you call it, not orders. That's not what I'm looking for.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. Please don't say waters.
Like, but giving out like you need help with things, right?
Right, facts.
Like sharing the load. I guess
Yeah.
is what I'm getting at. Like,
Right.
like you see my workload.
Yeah.
If you guys talk like that, you kind of know what your spouse is going through, what they
Right.
got to do on a day-to-day basis. If you don't, you got to talk. You got to communicate because if you don't, then that's not a good sign.
Right.
Because what I'm saying is that you could come home and throw all the stuff that you need done
Right.
on your spouse, not knowing what they had just encountered to get home.
And they might not be reciprocative
Right.
of what you saying, man, at that particular, because you don't know what they encountered that particular day. So
Right.
it might be something mundane to you, and it's just like to me, like, look, I just want to come home. I want to decompress on the day that I've had.
That's it.
Getting off at
I'm not
85?
trying to hear none of that.
Trying to
What
get
you
off at
trying to get,
85?
convey to me, and now it becomes an issue between you and your significant other because it's
different
like, yo,
situation.
I'm just asking you to do something basic, and you ain't even
Right.
trying to be like, but you're not even trying to understand what I've gone through
Exactly.
today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And getting home, and I just want to decompress, man.
That's why you got to be in tune with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't. I mean, I know we all probably have some certain vibes with our spouses.
Right.
Like I know when my wife comes in, oh, she need a minute.
Yeah,
She
facts.
need a minute, and then and vice versa. We've gotten to a point where she feels my vibe.
Yeah.
Like she's like, you know what? I ain't gonna mess with
Your
you.
energy off.
My energy's off. In the same way, like
Facts.
I'm not gonna hit her with, man. I want to say, nah. You know what? You just You go ahead. I'll wait.
Facts.
But a lot of people aren't like that because a lot of people are, like you said, prideful, selfish. I need this to get done.
Right.
That's it.
I don't care. I
want it
got
done on your
I got
daytime.
a highway too.
Right.
I got a highway too. Like, it ain't the same, man.
Facts, yeah.
So-
So this is not even trying to delve into what you got going on that particular day while you not even responding the way you think I should respond.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Before you even, go from 0 to 100, now we got an issue between each other when
That's it.
we could have just had a simple conversation and be like, okay, Jimmy Mack is not, you know what I'm saying, in my mental space to even understand what I'm trying to get him
it.
to do right now. So let me give him a minute, then I'm going to come back to him. But when you come and you're not even trying to have that conversation, it becomes a whole different dissertation between the two people. It's like, oh man, now we got an issue. It would not even would be that issue if we just had a simple conversation.
Yeah. No, I've seen that because if you don't stay in tune with who you with, then problems arise.
Yes, big time.
Big time because you can misread
Right.
Ooh, always.
Right.
misread your spouse or your significant
Yeah.
other, thinking
Or
it's
not
one
even
thing
giving
when
them an
it's not.
opportunity to be like, again, the word, you know what I'm saying? The word of their bandwidth. Not even
Bandwidth.
giving them the word, giving them the bandwidth to like, yo,
Express
let me give you,
themselves.
let me get like 10 minutes at the house. Woo saw, and then I can understand what you need me to do. When I'm coming in the door and you need me to do X, Y, Z, and you will feel like I'm not doing it on your time. Now we got an issue because, like Mike said, I'm not your child, man.
That's
like,
it,
yo,
that's
I will do it. But if you feel like I need to do it when you say need to do it, then hey,
But also,
we got a whole different situation going on, man, in this house, man.
Right, I totally agree. But don't open the door. What I mean by that is when you see that your spouse is coming in,
Right.
and they need a moment, and you give them
Right.
you give them a moment, right?
Facts.
And then you come down and say, "Well, I wanted you to help me, but don't worry about it."
Right.
That's opening the door.
Facts.
Because what I'm saying is, my wife is good with this. She'll say, "No, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need?" And I'm like, I shouldn't have opened that door because now she's going to force herself to do something. And I know she don't have the bandwidth
Right.
to do it.
Because she tired too. Right?
Facts. Yeah.
So before I even speak, I try to keep it. It just comes
Right.
out.
Right.
Not to try to hurt her feelings, but I'm like, you know what? I do need some help, but you got a lot going on. And
Yeah.
she gonna say, no, what you need help with?
So that thing, others ain't Jimmy Mack. I know Mark and Mike, me and Jay Mack taking over, but on the other end of the spectrum too, you can't get into. And I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and take the baton from here. But you can't get into a situation where you just feel like oh man, I got so much going on. Whoop de whoop de whoop. Hey, you get what you need. Whether it's that 5 minutes, that 10 minutes, or whatever it is. But then you got to lock back in too and help her too because you don't want to put everything on her plate too. And it's like, look, man, now I'm overwhelmed or I'm shutting down because I felt like I gave you your opportunity. And by the time I gave you your opportunity, I'd have done everything, and I'm just exhausted now myself. So you got to whatever you need to do, you get it together. But then when you get with her, you be like, hey man, what we need to do to make the household successful. So don't put it all on one person's plate.
And when we pass it over to the left over here, I just want y'all to know communication.
It's key.
It's even.
That's the fact.
No, it's key.
Fact.
It's key because
Facts.
our wife and I, when we had our anniversary this last year.
Hey man,
When we had our
blessings.
we
bro,
had our,
blessings.
our
How many that years?
That's 4.
Oh, that's
Big time, big time.
Yes,
That's
facts.
We're 5 this year.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
facts.
But when we had our
Shout
I
out to man,
appreciate
Black
it, man.
Love, man.
We had our anniversary trip, man. We just went away for like 2 days, a weekend, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that,
Ain't
bro.
nothing wrong with that. But the thing was, it was a moment to reconnect.
Right.
It was a moment to communicate.
Facts.
And I did not know. That's what going back to what you just said. I did not know all that she had bottled up inside.
It's big.
But see, but when you don't give your spouse the space and the floor to talk,
Right.
or to express yourself and feel comfortable in doing that,
Right.
then you're never gonna know.
Oh, then a lot of I
So-
get man. I think me and Jim Mack and the same. Hey man, I know we dominating the market.
No,
but we got to get y'all the ball,
hey,
man. We got to pass y'all the ball, man. But I just know, you know what I'm saying. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, our spouses can feel like, you know, we got so much. We supposed to be the men of the household. We supposed to be the head of the household. They want to take as much as they can off our plate when necessarily they are doing. You know what I'm saying. They holding in so much. They got so much in. What they're doing is just like it's too much for them. They're overwhelming themselves. When you know we communicate, we could just make this thing work better for each other. We you know what I'm saying, everybody will be good. So man, this is
saying.
the deep subject.
But
man.
since we had that talk during our anniversary,
yes, how'd that go?
everything is more clear.
Right.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
To the point now to where like I understand where she's coming from. She understands where
Facts.
I'm coming from, and now we see how the load is lightened.
Yes.
Even
on
even,
both ends.
right? Even if it's not a huge light uplift, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Right.
But you see a difference.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could work towards that.
Facts.
So that's the goal. You want to work towards something, continue to
Yes.
grow.
Right, right. Look. For our listeners, I was talking about, basically there being levels to this, right? Fellas, from our perspective, we're talking about I do it on my time. So if ladies, we're talking to the fellas, whatever fellas you got out there, give them some type of buffer. If it's a request you ask them to do something, give them a realistic time frame and buffer to do it in. Don't ask them to do something where something needs to be done today and you just brought it up today to be done and then the next day it's not done and now all hell breaks loose. Like, let's be realistic about what we're talking about doing. So communication is important, right? And then realistic time frame is just as important.
Just as
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
I like that.
give
I
your
like that,
guys just as amount of time to what you think that you can do it in, where you can have somebody else doing it,
Right.
let them do it in.
Right.
So
They do that though, Mark. I feel like
Really?
they already factor that in. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why they make the comments that they do when it's done. It's like I think.
Hey, so Mike, do you think that is? So that's the beautiful thing about everybody, man. Like when we talked about the Christmas thing, everybody's growing up their own rituals. Everybody's growing up in their
Right.
own way. So
Right.
the way they handle it in their household might not be the way you handle it in your household.
Right.
So when y'all get together, she's got that in her mind, like,
in their
this is the
mind.
way we did it,
Right.
and you got in your mind, this is the way we did it. So it's all, you know what I'm saying?
the
To
difference
y'all
for us,
communicate.
but it's different, and that's why I'm saying like it's a dichotomy because
Right.
like for us, there's more of an understanding for us, right?
This man is
There
going
legitimately-
off, man.
there
The
legitimately
autonomy.
is like there's more of a there's more segue or leeway
Yeah,
for us
right.
in understanding that I realize I ain't grow up the same way that you did.
Yes.
Right.
So, like I'm not like so we not gonna throw nothing in your face and be like, oh well, I would have got that done in a day. And that's what I was thinking about the
Right.
reciprocity.
And in general,
Facts.
guys' urgency is not the same thing as y'all ladies.
That's for them.
The
Facts.
same,
Right? Like, and that's why I brought up the
Right.
the Jimmy Mack situation with the knives thing or whatever. Like, our idea of like emergent or urgent
Right.
is completely different
Completely.
from
Thought
theirs.
process is different.
Because like when I looked at that and I was just like, yo, I have no kids. But I looked at that, I was like, yo, this is a hazard. Like, what's going on, right?
There you go.
But like for them, it's just like, oh, you ain't pressure washed the deck when I told you to, you know what I'm saying, within the same day.
Right.
That's emergent.
Facts.
And it's just like there's a difference and you're right. And the way that they grew up, maybe they dad and their
Right.
granddad, when their
Right.
mama told them to like get
got an
something
imprint
done,
on them.
it happened. And
Right.
that's just what it does. But for us, and it's generational. And for us, it's just like it don't operate the same, and not out of negligence, not because we're incapable and we can't do it, and not because we don't want to do it. It's more or less just like because none of us up here are lazy.
Yeah.
It's just like like the time, and these three gentlemen have kids. I don't know how they do it. How they do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like so those extra layers or variables like makes it a little bit challenging, and I just don't understand how spouses, wife or husband or whomever, can, like, on the back end say, oh well, it only took you X amount of time, or thank you for doing it, but I would have done it this
So,
way.
Mark, do y'all think it's like unrealistic expectations?
Yes, 100%.
We're talking.
100%.
I think when
100%.
again, personally, I'm speaking to the ladies out there. So I think when the ladies, again, married or not, your relationship, and you ask your man to do something, have realistic expectations to do behind it. So don't ask of something that should be done by tomorrow. You asked in the day before. You know what I'm saying? Like if he gets done the week of, then that's fine. Like. Take a step back
They set
and,
their
and put your
Hey, Mark, you gonna get,
know what I'm saying?
you gonna get a lot of hate mail
real
for that,
talk,
man. God,
and I'll take that heat because I
Yeah.
understand it. I've been there. I lived through it. I lived for it. You know what I'm saying? So, if you ask me to do something, be realistic with your time frame. Like, if you ask me to clean the deck, the pressure wash this, to stain that, to hang this, to fold that,
Oh, and
to
you got
provide
2 kids.
this,
And you got 2
to
kids
start
on
that.
top of that.
Yeah, right, and 2 kids. Like, make sure that you realistic in your expectation.
Right,
Like,
facts.
don't start this shit today and be like, hey, it's due tomorrow in your mind. But in my mindset, I got all month to knock it out. Like, this is not
Right back.
important today.
Right back.
Because today, I'm worried about what we eating today. Like,
Right back.
I'm gonna provide, like, I'm making spaghetti today, bro. Like, real talk.
Wait.
I'm mixing the sauce and shit, spaghetti, you know what I'm saying? The sugar, putting the spices in there, make sure we got vegetables on the side.
Right.
Make sure we eat right now.
My
So,
priority list ain't your
real
priority
talk,
list,
man. Like,
Wait, does it depend on the task?
Yes, 100%.
no, real talk. It does.
Yeah,
It does.
for
It
sure.
does.
I'm gonna say because what you mentioned about power washing the deck, that's gonna be
Right.
come on,
Bro,
man.
look, it's not important right now.
You'd be surprised, bro.
It's not important,
Some of them
bro.
hold back to
You
the
be
same
surprised though.
regard.
Like your girl may say, "Look, I think it's important right now. We pressure wash
I'm
your
telling
deck."
you, some of them hold it
But
to
realistically,
the
like,
heart.
wait a minute, that ain't important right
Right.
now. Like, we
J-Mac,
like
that's
serious.
serious.
J-Mac, so you had the worst day ever, you know what I'm saying, possible with the technology. You finally get home, you finally get off.
Right.
And your spouse say, I need you to wash 8 loads of clothes tonight. I need it. I need it. Like, that's just non-negotiable.
Right.
How you feel in your mind? Like, in your mind, just be 100% honest. Like, in your mind, you like, man, F those clothes, man. I'm not finna watch Nathan, man. I'm about to make sure everybody's
say,
I'm gonna be
about to
real.
get me a drink.
I'll be real. Like you
Hey.
said 8, I get you a good one.
Hey, that's it.
Good one.
And
All
then,
you
so
need
that's
is
gonna
one.
be that's gonna be an issue. So it's like, why even do one if you ain't gonna do the rest?
No,
Hey.
That's facts. That's
Oh,
gonna
that's-
be the
no,
conversation.
No,
Right.
He's right, but the fact that he still shows some level of, like, consideration. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna still put some effort
Dude,
to it.
like Mike,
That's
so you
it.
know,
That's it. That's it.
He's gonna do
That's
the
what
bare
we're talking
minimum.
about. That's what we're talking about.
That's the bare minimum.
I do it on my time.
Right.
He's a better man than me.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You talking about 5 things. I'm talking about
Right.
one thing. Look,
Right.
I'll do it on my time.
Right.
Shout out
Fact.
Ray J, man. I've only had one wish. Like that's real talk, bro. We take look. We say stuff one thing at a time. Like, ladies, you understand, fellas? We say one thing at a time. Like,
Right.
real talk. We
Yeah.
say, look, we set the grill up. We
Right.
we clean this.
Yeah.
Or we fold this.
Right.
Or we fix this.
Yeah.
One thing at a time.
Right.
So you get a list of 10 things.
Right.
Don't expect this shit of 10 things to be done in damn one day. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Ladies, look, please.
On that note, J Max still got 7 more loads to do.
Hey. Look, we take this shit 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. That's all we're talking about. Like, let's go. Let's go.
Hey man, happy New Year, man.
Hey, let's say
2023, baby.
20,
I love it. I love it.
23.
We came in with a bang on this one, J Max. Hey, man.
Sure. Hey, listen,
Hey.
look at too.
Hey, man, it was a good look at that EXO. I think that's what got us to this
Hey,
conversation.
that's all got
right?
right, man.
Real talk. I know this
Let's
is
go.
off the rip. I didn't even discuss this with y'all. But hey, anybody want to help out with the tech team, man? Anybody want to help out with our
Hey,
technology?
Facts, man.
Hit us up. What's
Hey.
the email?
Three bros, one mic at gmail.com.
Hit us up, baby.
You want to work the cameras for us?
Internship.
Because we're all working it up here, man. We got
Facts.
somebody behind the cameras working it for us.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Hey, we want to expand the team, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Come and be a part of the movement. Be a part of this, man. We love
what we
it.
doing in
You know,
2022.
2023.
pro bono will feed you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We'll get you some good drinks. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Hey, we might even throw you some equity in the company,
Yeah, man.
You know?
Facts,
Come on, Mark.
I know not what they're talking about.
Hey.
But no, man, in all seriousness, man, we want to continue to grow.
Yeah,
Continue,
for
continue to
Expand
grow
our
our brand.
horizons.
for sure.
Continue to grow our brand, man.
Right.
We're gonna continue to grow, man.
And y'all make it happen. Y'all make it happen. So
Appreciate y'all
Absolutely,
for
man. Absolutely.
listening to us, talking to us, giving y'all feedback. Shout out to
Right.
Crown Royal XO,
Hey,
man,
man.
for
Yes, sir.
for the show. You
Hey,
know,
man.
I salute y'all
And
boys,
everybody-
man.
hey,
Appreciate
hey,
y'all.
hey,
Hey,
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Hey, let's
A
take
toast.
it out one more time.
Okay,
It's 2023, man.
Yeah, man.
A
Shout
toast,
out-
man.
A toast?
Oh,
Yes, it's 2023, man. A toast to a prosperous year.
Right.
hey,
For three bros in the mic and a prosperous year. To everybody out there listening and subscribing.
that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Appreciate y'all listening, man. Let's go.
Hey, G-Mac, shout out Vaughn one time, man. One more time. Man.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? We got
Appreciate
some
Vaughn
merch.
for the-
She got all our merch.
for that
Yeah,
good
man.
merch.
Shout,
We
shout out
going
to
down.
shout out to my sister-in-law Vaughn, man. Sincerely, Cinnabon.
Shout out
For
to
getting us our
Taking over, baby. Taking over. Taking over.
Is the information gonna be on the? You gonna put it on there?
if you don't know.
No, yeah.
No.
After I said
That's
name,
it.
I'll throw the
Hey.
graphic up.
You know very
Yeah.
well.
Hey.
Oh, well, we still alive. Oh,
Hey.
Hey.
Are we still alive? Y'all still with us?
Hey, man.
2023. Let's turn
Done
up,
yet?
baby.
Man, we ain't done yet.
Let's go.
I hope you done brought your New
Appreciate y'all.
Year in.
This
This goes in the bloopers.
Let's
This
go.
goes in the bloopers. We
Yeah.
love y'all.